So 16,000 I'm taking. Okay. So 16,000 I'm taking. So I will say here's 3. I will say 17,000 saving 18,000 then 19,000 20,000 7. Just a second. 1 minute. Okay. So I've created the relevant cost centers. Now I'm going back to the configuration. Okay. So going back to the configuration. Here we will be creating one code. So I will say 12 periodic reposting PR. I will just mention it as PR. I will say I will say 01/01/2019. This is active from 1st January 2019. Okay, just enter. When you see over here, initially it gives you 1 year. You can extend it to as many years as you want. So 9999. So I will say periodic reposting, periodic reposting. Now, iteration. What is iterative? What is iterative? Iterative process is nothing but this process can be posted multiple times, iterative times. So if I select it here, I can post, I can run this transaction as many times as I want. Then what about the cumulative up? So here what exactly the cumulative process is. Let's say I ran a transaction on the last day of the month. Okay, we are in the month of October, so we ran a transaction in the month of September. We ran after running the transaction, user forgot one entry and posted a transaction into this, into a particular cost center. It means I have considered a cost center, let's say 18,000 cost center in our example. 18,000 are cost center. We have posted 20 lakhs. We ran this program. Then after running this program, user realized to post another transaction and he posted another transaction with 2 lakhs or 1 lakh amount into this 18,000 cost center. What does it mean? Meaning the amount supposed to be 22 lakhs, but we have considered only 10 lakhs. We could post only 20 lakhs. User forgot to enter 2 lakhs transaction. So we ran this program with 20 lakhs. Then after running the program, user posted this transaction 2 lakhs lying in this cost center. This is not undistributed. Now, do you want to consider that unposted transaction of the previous month, then if you want, you will have to select this cumulative. So last month's balance amount, if at all anything is there, that also will be considered here. So normally that is not the approach, because we will have to run in the same month. We will have to execute that amount in the same month. So this is not an advisable, but if you want, you can go ahead and select the same thing. Next, derive functional area. There is a concept called functional area, cost of sales accounting. If you want the functional areas also to be derived, so functional areas will be linked to cost center. So in our configuration, once we create functional areas, we will be assigning cost center categories to the functional area. That way, when we are creating any cost center, functional area will come into picture. And do you want the functional area to be considered in the periodic reposting, then select the same thing. Otherwise, just ignore. Now, consumption. What is this consumption? If at all you have any quantity in the transaction, while posting the transaction into a cost center, if you have any quantity, do you want the quantity also to be considered? If that is the case, select this consumption. So if you have quantity also be considered. So currency one, third currency, the currency one is nothing but company code currency. Group currency, is nothing but controlling area currency. That is what we will see. And apart from that, if you have other currency, then that currency also will be considered. If you don't select these currencies, it means system will consider only the current controlling area currency, nothing but group currency. Okay, I'm just selecting all of them, and make sure the year you have to change. So normally it gives you 1 year, and 1 year in the sense 31st December 2019. The moment you are in 2020, again you will have to change that report. This program, this cycle will not work in 2020 since the year mentioned as 31st December 2019. So in order to avoid that, make it as 9999. Okay, and once we are done here, just select the attach segment.
Nanda,
Yes.
yeah, before you go there, can you go to the previous screen, please? I want to understand one more thing. Okay, here, no, okay, this one here. So you said usually that is not the right approach to tick mark on cumulative, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So if the end user, enter after running this cycle,
Mm-hmm.
so, and you said, next month, it cannot be, it will be always be undistributed.
Mm-hmm.
So in that case, when can we distribute again?
We
Because
will have
whatever.
to we will have to reverse the cycle in that month and again re-execute.
Okay, but that would be next month, right? Correct. Suppose,
No,
that
in the
if we are
same month,
running.
September, on 30th September, let's say we ran this transaction with 20 lakhs.
Right.
Okay, the
Mhm.
amounts have been distributed to different cost centers. Now, after running this, user posted another transaction with 2 lakhs.
Right.
What we will have to do, the existing cycle has to be reversed. It
Okay.
means we will have again 20 lakhs into 18,000 cost center. That 20,000 plus this 2,000, total 22 lakhs will be considered for the next cycle. Next cycle in the sense, in the September, uh, once after the reversal, again we execute in the real mode, the normal execution process.
So even if it months change, we can use the previous month.
Exactly, we can consider. Now
Okay.
what I'm doing, 20 lakhs I'm distributing to all these. Okay, what I will do, I will reverse this document.
Okay.
so that the whole 20 lakhs will sit in this cost center only.
Okay.
Now, already we have posted 2 lakhs, so 22 lakhs will be considered. Again, execute this cycle in the same month. These are happening in the same month,
Okay.
in the September month only. Okay, now this time system will pick up 22 lakhs.
Okay. So there is no restrictions of date. So even if we realized it, if we run the cycle in the month of September and
Yes,
we
we can do.
as
We can
October.
do even if you are there in the month of October, November, December.
Okay, I
As
see.
long as the period is open, there is no problem at all.
And after that, it says cumulative option. Uh, After cumulative, it's another check mark. I not
Yeah,
check mark.
this both are the same.
Same.
Cumulative. Both are the same.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
right. So I'm just selecting the first segment. I mean, since I've selected as a test, it is saying as first segment or something, right? Okay, so you can create as many segments as you want in one cycle. So I will tell you what exactly those. Okay, now what I will do here, I will say salary. It means I'm considering salary expenses. Now, if you see over here, we have got 4 tabs: segment headers, senders and receiver tracing factor, receiver weighing factors. Okay, in in segment header, sender rule. Do you want to consider posted amount? Yes, we will be considering posted amounts. Do you want to consider fixed amounts, fixed rates? You can consider. But normally we will consider amounts only, because in finance we will post amounts. It is not going to be fixed amount. Okay, so we will be considering posted amount. Do you want to consider the entire amount, or do you want to consider only some part of it? So normally we will consider 100%. Is this going to be an actual or plan? You can run the same cycle. You can create this cycle even for plan values. Even in the case of plan, if you post a plan value, of course, we have not seen the plan values. We will see that little later. Okay, so we can run this cycle even for plan values, but we are doing it for actual. So this is selected. Now, this is very important. How do you want to apportion? How do you want to do this? So receiver tracing factor, receiver rule. Here we have 4 options: variable portion, fixed amounts. This is the one that I was talking about. Amounts, 2 lakhs, 2 lakhs, 2 lakhs. It is going to be constant always. Okay, suppose I have 4 cost center posting 8 lakhs amount. So 2 lakhs each. And in the same way, I have entered 2 lakhs, 2 lakhs, 2 lakhs for these 4 cost centers. Tomorrow, in the next month, we are paying 10 lakhs. We are posting 10 lakhs. Even though it is 10 lakhs, system will consider 2 lakhs only for each cost center. So that is the problem with the fixed amount. So you can consider fixed percentage, fixed portion. That variable portion, we will see this little later. Okay, so there is some disadvantage with it, and you know, uh, in order to avoid that, we have variable portion that we will discuss later. Now let me consider fixed percentage. The moment I selected the fixed percentage, the below one are not available. Now, if I select the variable portion, again, I can see them. There is some process to this that we will see later. So fixed percentage. Okay, I have selected fixed percentage. So since I have selected fixed percentage or fixed portion, I can see only 3 tabs here. Okay, sender receiver. I'm going into sender receiver. Now here we will have to select what are our cost center and what is our cost element, all those stuff. Okay, we have created cost center 16 to 20,000. So we are posting transaction into 18,000. Here multiple options you have: orders, internal order or anything, any other cost object, WBS element in the combination of cost element. If you select a particular cost element, what happens? System will pick up only that relevant part of cost element. Okay, that part will be picked up and apportioned. If you don't enter any cost element, whatever the amount posted in this cost center, the entire thing will be picked up. Let us say in this cost center, we have posted salaries and rent, let us assume, and I have entered only the salary cost element here. So what system does is, system will not pick up the amount posted for rent. System will pick up only the salary amount posted in this cost center and will apportion. Okay, let us consider that. So since we are selecting the segment name as a salary, so I want consider only 4 lakh cost element. Now these are the sender. This is the sender information. So what is sender information? The amount posted in this cost center relevant to salaries to be picked up, and where to apportion. What are the receiver cost centers? What are the receiver objects that we will be mentioning over here? So I will say 16,000 to 18,000. And here, if you want, you can create a cost center group. Either you can create a cost center group directly over here, or you have an option to create. I will tell you that later. So I want to create a cost element here. Sorry, cost center group. Similarly, here also you can create a cost element group. Either you will have to enter this group or this cost element range. So I will create a group, cost element group for cost element 4 lakhs only. I mean the salaries only. I will say sal. Okay, I will say sal. How to create? I can create here directly, or we have a separated transaction code where we can create our cost element groups. Okay, so what I will do, I'm just keeping the group here, and on the top, okay, here you have an option. Yeah, here you have an option to say to create a group. Okay, so select the name. If already created any group, directly you can pick it up from here, or if you want to create a new group, you can create from here. So just give a name to the cost element group, go to extras and select create group. Here I will say salary, and I need to enter a cost element. So select this, select the cost element, enter the cost element. Okay, salaries, just save. So the group is created. Okay, the group is created. And if you want to change, of course, you can see the same thing. Go to extras, change group, and if you want, you can add. Here it is expecting for receiver, that's fine. Change group. Okay, let's do that first. Now what I will do, I can create a cost center group also here. I will say CC group. Now go to extras, again create. You can create the group cost center group and select the cost centers. You can assign it over here. You can give a range also here. So since we have a range, I'm giving the range so that I can see all of them here. Just